Yeah.
I didn't get my closing answer. Tell me the broker. Well, no, I still think that's last time. Does it not? It's not.
Guys, come on in, please, and sit down. Guys, come on in and sit down. Careful, watch the plug. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started. Okay, let me go over promotions for this year, please, or for this month. So we have a couple of promotions to recognize. Robert Hammock is being promoted to C2. Andrew Kenny is being promoted to C3. And we have Jen Tetler, come on up, being promoted to C1. So just, I don't think it's been a long time since I've seen a score of 96 on a performance review. So it's a pretty good score.
What's the cheat?
So a lot of your goals.
Let's see. James, we're going to go ahead and go with you next. With names, please.
Okay, here so everyone can see me. Yes. So as most of you know, I edit a Hail Pelicus, and one of the duties that comes with that is I'm the keeper of the names. For those who are aware, we do have our Pelican names. Tradition we have had in Northern California for quite a while. My name is Pelicus Pedum Refer.
Does that mean game?
It means, it's got a couple. It translates literally to retreat. But pedum is foot. Refer looks like referee. I was a kicker. I'm a referee now. You can play with these things. Mr. Pelicus Fistus, what does that mean?
Fistillator actually means more directly that you're a whistleblower or a flute player, but it has a certain double entendre to it.
Exactly. Pelicus Fistillator. So the point is, not everybody in the society has a pelican name. So this is very shameful. So at this moment, you have the opportunity over the next week or so to propose a name for yourself. It doesn't have to be actual Latin. It could be pseudo-Latin. It could just be something that sounds Latinish. But if you do not choose one for yourself, one will be chosen for you. Pelicus Littlest Dickus is probably the most well-known name that was chosen for somebody. There's a few others out there. Mr. Neil McDonald has already proposed one, and it'll be accepted. So, Pelicus Caledonius, welcome to the flock. If you have any questions on what the names are, you can ask me, or you can go to the pelicanrefs.com site under the Eternal Pelicus tab. It gives a story of how this started and is a list of everyone's current name. Okay, thank you.
Bruce Carter's retirement dinner is going to be on the 29th. There are 33 people that are signed up for it. Okay, I'd like to get more people than that. There'll be some special guests making appearances, and it looks to be a good night. So we need to get everybody else here to recognize Bruce's efforts. Mike Malone has secured the Marines Memorial, so it should be a good weekend. So make sure that you try to secure that. It'll be a Friday evening. Do you have?
Tomorrow's at 6:30. Dinner's
7:15.
7:30.
Open bar? Well, if you're staying there, there's a happy hour before 6.
That's absolutely correct.
Is anybody?
That's the cost of the room.
So
The room's $300.
can you get a reduction for people?
I can't. That's the best right there. Like 265 with taxes.
Is that what tax?
It's 265 plus taxes at 302. But if you're there from 4 to 6, it's an unlimited all you can drink happy hour, whatever drink you want, and then full breakfast the next morning. That's right.
And how are the rooms?
The place is top. My dad stayed there. So
We just end up staying in the resort.
I think you probably have to show key or something. You have to check in. Yeah. It's top notch. You can swear education today.
That poll first. Who set that poll?
Okay. Where is it?
It's
It's at the other screen.
right there, yeah. What are your plans for setting? I get back to it? How do I get back to it? How do I get back to it?
Well, I'll switch it over.
All right, everybody. So I'm going to be presenting on sevens. So normally we're supposed to put our wear phones, but I want everybody to pick up their phones, and we're going to do a little poll here. So you're going to text Rugby Ref to 22333. And there's going to be a couple polls. There's 4 polls in the whole during the meeting. So if you can go ahead and get this set up right now. Once you get it set up, it'll stay set up, and you can just text in your answers.
My kids aren't here to show me how to do that.
Well, Steve's the youngest. Steve's like a kid here. So just pull up your number, text 22333, nope, and then text Rugby Ref when you get to that number. 22333, yep. And then down there, text in Rugby Ref. That's my company. It's okay. Just send that in.
If I start getting porn on my phone, you're in trouble.
All right, now you're set up. Once you're set up, now you text that. Now you text your answer in. See how good you guys are. Trying to bring technology into this a little bit.
Hey, that's mine.
I was told that if they didn't open the phone, I have to try again when they have activated the phone. Wow, it's one or the other, isn't it? I'm getting the stroke recommendation. I had a stroke. Come on. I know I'm set. Good money. That's super nice. I keep getting told phone calls.
Did you set this up?
Keep telling me, Rugby Ref.
Then you can.
I'm trying to, you're talking about giving 101%. You're what? 13, and 75. There's 101%.
We have 9 people that have entered the contest, so keep going, guys. We'll stop at 10. You win a presentation about sevens.
What if I go 3 times? Does that matter?
Nope.
But keep telling me it's so good. Hole is not open.
Try again. Steve, help him out, buddy. What's that? Like, what do we do? What do we do here? You guys need help back there? Did you already do it?
Space is really cool.
Huh? We got 10 people.
We get it set up. Once you get that presentation. Oh, there we go. Can you
I'm going to bring that one. You want to click get started?
no, just this guy right here.
Sit down. You're on the microphone.
All right, guys. So once you get, if you haven't got that set up, we're going to do a few more polls throughout this this presentation. So, I was going to be talking about sevens. So just to make sure the presentation, I'm not going to go over everything in sevens. I'm not going to go over the laws, but I thought I'd highlight some things that were different in the sevens game than in 15s. So you know, first, sevens is all about speed, right? It's all about being fit and being in the picture. So you got time to get fit, and basically, you always want to be in the picture. So anytime you see a penalty, anytime you're in the try zone, you want to be in the picture. So you got to work really hard. You got to be decisive. You got to make really quick decisions and go with those decisions and move on. And sevens is all about clean and quick ball. So getting clean and quick ball is all about getting the tackle right. So really focus on the tackle. And Patty Mack always used the slogan, slow ball is no ball. So if that ball is slow, you know, it's no ball. You just got to penalize them and get the game going on. So I'm going to show you guys a clip real fast. This is from Las Vegas this year. All about speed.
Sometimes it gets a little spicy. Barry Baker gonna kick in front of
The ref's there. The ref's there. All right, so just a reminder on some times. You know, each half is 7 minutes. 2-minute halftime. Yellow cards, 2 minutes, and it's 30 seconds for conversion.
Time matters, guys. If there's 6 minutes and 50 seconds left when they take the conversion and they take the kick, you have to restart. Because that extra 10 seconds doesn't sound like much, but it's a whole other protection. It matters. You know, you don't bring the guy back in short on his yellow card because it's on minute 45. It's one more possession for a team until there's a stop before that guy comes off. Time matters in sevens more than 15. Be very careful with it.
Very much so. One wrong bounce, and you know, one score is a lot in sevens. So manage your time. So moving on to kickoffs. So basically, you have some differences between sevens and 15s. Basically, when in doubt, just free kick the team. Something goes on. Not 10 meters, offsides, goes directly into touch, in goal, just a free kick.
The receiving team's not back 10, it's a re-kick.
So moving on to the breakdown, you know, like I said, it's all about the tackle on the breakdown here, making sure we get it right. So, you know, try to be the third man to the ruck. You want to be nice and close. Try to get in that nice 45-degree angle. Get in, make sure you're there to see everything. And then, you know, the tackle, you know, the first thing you're looking for is the tackler's action. Make sure there's an immediate roll and make sure that he's rolling to his side. If he rolls on their side, he's slowing the ball down. Penalty. Second action you're looking for is the ball carrier. Again, he has to have an immediate action. Make sure he's not getting that extra roll in. So a lot of times you'll see a player go down, and then he'll take another roll to kind of delay the ball from his delay the time so his players can be there. That's a penalty. You know, no hatching the ball, no slowing it down. And then just be aware on these situations where you have tackle only. So there's a lot of tackle only situations in sevens. You know, in this case, there's no offside lines. So be aware when there's a tackle only situation. There's no ruck forms. Players can move into the space, but they can't approach the ball. So they can come up and fill gaps, but they can't kind of enter and come towards the ball. You guys have any questions about that? So I'm going to show a quick video. This is a video from Richard Every about the breakdown. See red 5 here, not releasing. Fortunately, Brian got it run there. Tackler assist here, not releasing.
The seniors may be tough to stop at times.
And here you see Gold slowing the ball down.
They're dander up just a little bit. Looks like they've got some momentum.
Yeah, Brian's here's a situation where blue doesn't roll, slows the ball down, gets caught up in there. Again, Cal, tackler not releasing, holds on, turns the ball over.
And we have 2 minutes left in this second half.
It was a rough game for Brian. Yeah, Brian had a rough game in that one. Again, here you don't have a clear release. Tackler has to release here. Holds on, his hands are on the whole time. Results in a turnover. You guys have any questions about the tackle? So the next obvious sequence here is the ruck. So once a ruck is formed, now you have an offsides line. The things that you need to look for in sevens is there's a lot of pulling. So basically in a ruck, you have to be pushing, on your feet pushing. You see a lot of guys come in and pull. They'll kind of grab the head and pull back, or they'll kind of gator roll. So watch this when players come in. They're not pushing. They might be pulling and pulling guys through the ruck. That's a penalty. Usually it's around the head is the thing. You grab the neck. Yeah, but you're supposed to be pushing the whole time in the ruck. You can't be rolling. So technically. So once you've established this ruck, the ruck's now cold. So Matt Easton uses the word cold. So the ruck is cold now. It's been won or it's been lost. You want to kind of look out now. Take a step back. Kind of get a better perspective of the field. Now there's an offsides line established here. So you want to kind of look up and look and scan, make sure all your players are on side. The next step here is, in 15s, you're usually taking offensive alignment. But in sevens, a lot of times you see this defensive alignment, moving into the defensive line and working from back there. So you have your defensive line alignment and you have your offensive alignment. So what's better here? What's different? I know from personal that being on the defensive line is a little bit easier. It's an easier place to work from. You're not working as hard, but you're also not on the right side of the ruck a lot of the times. And I think in the past 10 years, sevens has changed a lot. When I used to play, it was very much keep away. Now it's very much set a ruck and keep moving on, set a ruck and keep moving on. So you need to be more in that offensive position to see those rucks and be Johnny on the spot so that they're not slowing the ball down. It's open play.
At the national level, are they stressing the idea that you need to be
Yeah, a lot more.
So you're taking more like a 15 approach.
Yeah, exactly. So, exactly what Paul said is instead of getting your alignment behind the defensive line, you want to be basically reffing sevens like you do 15s. It's harder because you have to follow the ball more. You're not just sliding along the defense, but you're in a better position when that breakdown occurs. And then another thing is you want to be in line with the ball. So as opposed to following the ball over here and being behind it, you really want to stay in line with the ball as the ball is moving around. So here's a quick video, again, from Richard Every, talking about positioning on the field. Again, Brian gets picked on a little here, but he has some nice lines in the start. So he gets there, he's right on time. Breakdown occurs, moves in a nice 45 position. So he goes on offensive line, he takes it back, and he's following the ball now. And here again, he finds himself in a good position. He's right next to the ruck. Then you can see here he steps in the defensive line, so he's too far back now. You can see that he doesn't work hard to get in line with the ball again. So he's kind of scraping across the back here.
Haskell, capable of scoring from anywhere on the field.
Now the breakdown occurs. It's a positive defensive tackle, and he's caught in front of the ball.
Really playing some composed defense. Look at the structure.
I see the main problem is he's backpedaling to get in position. He's not seeing the ball clearly. He's kind of stuck behind the line. A lot of times you'll have defensive players pushing you out of the way, and you're not seeing that ball go in. So here you can see Leah does a good job. So she gets in the defensive side, but then she works immediately to get back. So she's working hard to get back. Now she's there. She's in line. She's following the ball.
Comes up, slams that gate shut with the defense comes up.
The offside line is on the other side of these. But you're in 45, you can do what you want.
I think the main problem being the wrong side is you can't see the gate.
You can't see the gate, it's inside.
Gate is real important. If you're at the end of the wall, it's real hard to see something.
So we'll watch that again. I think this is pretty important. You know, this is a pretty important part of sevens, and just your alignment. Even if you're not fit enough to keep up with the ball, you can still, you know, be in a good position.
Virginia Tech. Keep your eyes on number 11, Harry Adolphus. He's had a lot of rest so far today. Give him the half gap, and he will light it up. Great catch there by Connor.
So again, you can see his offensive alignment here. Gets back in line, follows the ball. Ball ends up nice in front of him. He can see the gate. He can see the whole breakdown easily.
Pretty good tournament as well. And watch number 5 with the ball.
And then he finds himself in a defensive position. He's not working hard to get back over.
Haskell. Haskell, capable of scoring from anywhere on the field.
Very start.
Well, Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech. Keep your eyes on number 11, Harry Adolphus. He's had a lot of rest so far today. Give him a half gap, and he will light it up. Great catch there by Connor Fay after the opening kick for Virginia
Any
Tech.
questions? You guys want to finish this, or you guys want to move on?
There's the playmaker for Virginia Tech. He's up. Pretty good tournament as well. And watch number 5 with the ball. That's Andrew. Haskell. Haskell, capable of scoring from anywhere on the field as well. Virginia Tech.
He just gave that.
Really playing some composed defense. Look at the structure. Virginia Tech.
So you can see Leah, she gets behind the defensive line, but she works really hard to get back in. So she does a really good job of out of position here. Now she's quickly back into position.
Boston College comes up, slams that gate shut with the defense comes up.
Cool. So that's open play. Something I wanted to talk about, but you know, the maul used to be kind of a hot topic in sevens because you used to have these situations where a player would go in and you'd have all the defensive players kind of holding him up, but no offensive player. So, you know, this used to be a bigger deal. I guess, what was it, probably 2 years ago? It used to be a really big thing. Now you don't see it as much. You guys have any comments on this, Pete? Do you have any?
2 offense and 1 defense is a ball. Gotta remember that. 5 defense and 1 offense is a buggy. Nothing. So the numbers matter.
Because it's not long. If the guy goes down, put it on a tackle, you don't tackle the defense.
Yeah, they must release him.
Even though you bring yourself down, it's considered tackle, you must release him. Which is why the offense is going to wait for that to happen.
Yeah. A lot of times you'll just see them go in and then they just almost get 1 knee down. So they're, but not too many other differences other than, you know, in sevens, other than there are these weird looking mauls sometimes. And then we have the scrums. So, you know, scrums in sevens, are pretty much just a reset of the game. You really want to keep the game moving. Don't be too pedantic in this. One reset only and get the game moving on. Don't labor on the scrum because it's just basically a reset. It gets the ball playing again. Things that I look for, make sure the players are binding to the hooker and not the props. A lot of times we'll say the prop binding to a prop so the hooker can get out quicker. Make sure there's no kicking through. The hookers aren't kicking the ball through. And harder to see, but again, you should be pushing in the scrums and not pulling. So a lot of times you'll see this whip wheel. If it's wheeling around the hooker, that's not a good thing. If it's actually being pushed and turned. What's that? Yes. No permission for feet.
You don't have to sit.
No. Yeah.
15, get it.
Yep. Get in, get out, move on.
Pulling is illegal or
Right, but do that in scrum.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we used to have a body back in the day. Yeah, where the front would step back and slow the ball. So
That's how, that's why it's moving on. This is one problem.
And then you basically have the other prop that's pushing, and if you pull them really fast and the ball's exposed, it's easy win of the ball. So ball goes out. A lot more common in sevens than in 15s that you get this quick throw. So a couple rules to the quick throw. It has to be the same ball. No other players can have touched it. The quick throw must be between the line of touch, so where the ball went out, and their own goal line. And again, the ball must travel backwards in 5 meters. So at the higher levels, they really stress slowing the ball down. So it's an instant yellow card if they're slowing the ball down. If the player goes out and touch and he throws the ball away, if he goes into touch and he holds on to the ball, the other team has the rights for the ball to get the ball as quickly as possible. So this is for not only the guys in the center, but also your ARs. So if you see slowing down the ball, let them know.
Standard has this call where the ball goes out, the defense runs up, touches the ball, it's in the hand of the player. Doesn't slow them up, throwing the ball in, but it's going quick.
Yeah, but what he's saying is that the USA Rugby used to be the politest team on the 7th circuit because anytime somebody goes to touch, somebody would grab the ball and hand it to the opposition.
I know what you're saying, but what I'm saying, if the other team has the ball, you look at the throw, if you touch it, you get it to slap it, you're not going to have your ability. Once they have possession, you can defend the throw. You cannot defend it. If you're not first to touch the ball, now you prevent the quick throw. But you can't prevent the throw once they have possession.
Right, so if they're not ready to throw the ball, but they touch it,
Well, if they have possession of it, I'd say no. If the team that gets to throw the ball and has possession, and they go to touch it and try to slow it down, I would say no.
You gotta touch it.
see, I was seeing that the other way, I was seeing that as not trying to slow the ball down, but really a quick throw.
I'd probably go with James here. I would just let the quick throw. I'd let them go and
If you touch the ball before they have possession, they can't go quick. But if he's holding the ball, he wants to throw it in. If you touch it while he's holding it,
you're slowing it down.
you gotta get it before the guy that's gonna throw it in quick. It's the same ball, no other players have touched it. But once I pick it up and I'm gonna throw it in, you're not gonna touch it all the time.
Play on it, they get the throw off, if it slows it down, you'll.
I like that. All right, foul play. So advantage, a lot shorter in sevens than it is in 15s. Your scrum advantages are basically possession, not under pressure with options. So if a player gets the ball, he's able to look up and make a decision, and he has no pressure on him. That scrum advantage is over. Advantage is over. For a penalty advantage, possession, not under pressure, but when they reach the gain line. And something on advantage, a lot of times the teams just want the quick tap. They'd rather take the tap penalty, get the players back 10 and move on, as opposed to a long advantage to see where it goes. So you need to be kind of cognizant about that. You don't want the penalty, you don't want the advantage to go on too long. If it's a penalty advantage, a lot of times I'll just blow it up, get the team back 10 and let them play on. Yeah, just give it to them. Yep, just give it to them.
But like I said, TRM penalties, tackle or ball penalties, don't play advantage of those. Because what happens is you've got that tackle or ball, you have the players there. If you blow the whistle, these guys that are in the tackle or ball have to retire to the meters. If you're playing advantage, there's the defensive line up on the back foot of that. You made a pass back to the flyout, who's at least 5 meters back. So what would you rather have, the ball 5 meters behind the game line and the defense up in your face, or the ball where the penalty was and everybody repeating back 10 meters? I want the ball where the penalty was and the players repeating back 10 meters. By playing advantage, sometimes you take away advantage. Had a situation out here a couple years ago with Timo Raffin, got advantage, tackle or ball penalty, there's 2 defensive players back 5, 10 meters. He plays advantage, the guy goes up, gets tackled. He blows the whistle, comes back to the penalty. By the time he's done that, 7 players all on side waiting to play defense. If he'd blown the whistle then, tap and go, 2 defenders back, they go in for a try. Instead, he waited, played back, defense realigned. By playing advantage, he took the advantage away. They'd be better off to slow the penalty and let it go.
Yeah,
Make sure if you're going to do that, include the mark though. Maybe again, don't, it's not haphazard. If you're going to give it 1, don't give it 2. You're going to be there, you're going to go. If the ball's in your hands, that's how it's going to work. Don't just let it go outside. Consider that.
What are your thoughts on this close to goal line? So I try to not allow the immediate quick tap to go on.
You're just giving them a free.
Try. The theory is it's not a penalty try already. Don't give them a penalty try. So if it's gonna, if it's gonna be a penalty 5 meters out, give the defense at least a beat or 2 to get back. So it's
Slow him down a little
it's
bit.
not immediate. Just fall over and get a try.
If it isn't worth a penalty try, it's not worth a cheat try.
You guys everyone get that? Understand that principle?
1, 2, here's your mark. Now,
And get the hell out of the way.
Referee thought.
So foul play, a lot lower threshold in 7s. Just be decisive on this. You see something, admonish it and move on. It's not 15s. You don't have the whole game to kind of play it on and watch how things are going. 14 minutes out there, you see something, blow penalty, yellow card, admonish them and move the game on. Other yellow cards, throwing the ball away. There's a penalty and the team clearly knows that the other team's going to get the ball and they throw the ball to slow it down. Yellow card off the field, 2 minutes. And then again, delaying the quick throw in. Very similar.
sure.
So wanted to talk a little bit about touch judges and ARs. In 7s, you have touch judges in the goal and you have ARs. You really want to keep this triangle, because you have a team here. You have 3 people on the field. So keep a triangle, watch where the center ref is, try to be ahead of play. In goal is always tracking the ball, up and down. As an AR, you have some overarching philosophies. What are you doing out there? A, be in the best position you can. Get the clear and obvious. If you see a little marginal knock on or you see maybe a high tackle, clear and obvious. And then when you do make that decision, you got to back yourself and be concise. So some details on that. Your first duty here is touch. So obviously it's watching the touch line. Clear and obvious foul play. So a lot of times you want to be watching where the referee is not watching. So behind his back as he's running to follow the next phase of play. If there's something going on in the back, a lot of late tackles sometimes too. When you put your flag out, you are telling the referee to stop the game. So make sure and you're very confident and positive on what happened. You need to put your flag out and say, Pete, I saw something. If you have a radio, get Pete's attention, and then you need the color, the foul, and the number of the player.
Where it happened.
And where it happened. So if you don't have all those pieces of information, you're not confident, don't put your flag out. Let the game go on. So one clip here, I thought it's pretty cool. This was from the final a couple of years ago. Really good job of the touch judge working it here.
Lamb 60 meters out. Norton secure on the tackle. Curry. Stowers. Libby's onto him. And the England tackling is outstanding in the last
Tackle only situation. A lot of them.
Forbes presents.
Another tackle on there.
Tucker. Mickelson, a very elusive runner, but he's shadowed. Tucker. What a save
Big pass, going to the goal. Referee's a little bit far behind. Coach Judge comes out. He's right there on the spot.
First try to New Zealand. Power play by Ben
Okay,
on
good
the
play.
wing.
So you see it here, it's almost on the touchline. See your AR right there. Coach Judge is right there, he reaches out, just gets a blade of grass. Right. Cool. So any questions from you guys? I was gonna do one little quick poll. Okay, so just like Pete said, penalty. Where's the best position to be in once you get your penalty, right? So you blow the penalty, where do you want to stand? So we have Steve here, gets in. All right, guys, get up, get back. Where's his best position? So A is, are you in line with the ball? You stand in line with the ball. B, you stand in the back behind the ball, behind the team and follow in. C, do you get back 10 meters and track where the defense is? Or D, does it depend on your AR? So do you have an AR? Does it depend on your AR? All right. Let me set the let's set this up. Paul, can you show me how to do this fast? Don't vote yet. Don't vote yet. Go. All right, you guys can vote now. Best I can do, dude. Best I can do. All right, guys, so what do you guys think? We have, looks like overwhelmingly we have back 10 meters. Do you guys agree with that? Yes? I would go with depends. That's my answer, D. What do you guys think, D? What's that? All right, Matt, you're up, buddy.
So actually, what is the top?
I would say it depends. If you have an AR, then you rely on them to get the back 10. And I would say with the ball in. Because if you're standing 10, you're on the wrong side of the rock, so it's really hard to get back.
Right. But it's actually good to play. You can have it.
Let's see if they're.
Yeah, what is?
It looks like Jordan.
Tim, that platform.
It's fun. It's different. It's a little bit like, it's kind of like around.
Yeah.
You can do a lot more reactive. It is a lot more.
Mine is very old school.
I mean, like, I do presentations all the time.
Yeah, I know.
So, like, I use probably 80% of the time PowerPoint, but that time, it's kind of fun, you know?
Yeah. All right, guys. I'm just an engineer, not a business sales guy like Tim. So this is old school PowerPoint, no Prezi stuff. So officiating the scrum, specifically ensuring a fair contest. I just wanted to cover this real quick. Principle of the game, direct quote from the law book. The wide variation of skills and physical requirements needed for the game mean that there's an opportunity for individuals of every shape, size, and ability to participate. So, you know, we all want to see big boys like Phil Vickery here hand off to the face. And scrums are one of the big things that differentiate union from the other codes. And keeping it a contest, keeping scrums real, unlike in league, is going to help uphold that principle. Set up your scrum for success. Make sure you have a pre-match briefing. I'm sure we all know that, but have it scripted. Know what you're saying every time. Go over it. Get buy-in. Explain your cadence. And set your standard. Right? Why do you script it? So you know what you're doing every time.
So it's the same for rotating or grading.
It's the same. Yep. Yep. On crouch, set your mark. Let the players form up naturally, but remember now there's 30 seconds with these new laws for this year for the players to form up. It's usually not a problem, but just keep that in mind. And then start your cadence. Also new for this year, ears in a line on crouch, not on bind. That brings the players closer together, less of an impact on set. Each side needs to be supporting their own weight. Check for squareness, prop shoulders pulled through the hooker bind so you can see his shoulder pulled through. That'll keep the props from boring in, and make sure you can see all the hand binds across each front row. Yeah, so you can imagine if I'm the prop. Yeah, you want to come over here, James? If I'm the prop and James is the hooker, and I'm staying with my shoulder tucked under his armpit, right? I'm gonna have a tendency to drive in like that once engage goes. Versus if I pull all the way through, my shoulders pop through, then I'm more likely to stay square and drive straight. You're more likely to have a successful scrum.
The other issue too, your tight is doing that. The opposition has no place to put it.
Yep.
So you're immediately going 2v1, where, and hookers will do it for props too. So they'll attack tight end. So just be very leery of that position. Because they'll attack the hooker. Now all of a sudden all of the pressure, instead of going to the gap, is going directly on that.
Yeah, I usually don't say anything about it unless I see it.
I'm props trying to hide it.
Not sure. I never tried to hide that. That wasn't one of my tricks. Any ideas?
What's that?
Tell us.
I'll tell you how I hide it. My team. I require my front row never stands up. I have a very short front row. And so we are already set and bound. And we are set and bound so the referee doesn't see the line in the shoulder. So typically when a prop exposes their shoulder, you see the bind. However, if I'm down here, you don't see my front row.
You don't see the lines in the front row. Unless you're specifically looking for it, you won't see lines. No, yeah. You can, but you can't tell if they're doing the shoulder touch.
Yeah.
You can't tell by looking at that unless you specifically look underneath to see that. How do you manage that? If they're boring in, they're boring in. But you can't force a team to stand up to see the lines. You've got to go look at it. Yeah.
I suppose you could force them, but you don't really want to, right?
Exposed my chest.
Right.
And the other thing that exposing your chest does is, as an opposition, you teach your props to identify where they're going to hit. You identify that target, whether it be the chest or wherever it is. If the front row stays down, the opposition doesn't get to see the fight.
True. On the bind, look for long, straight binds to the body for the props. Look for shoulders. Make sure you're still square, and ensure your back row is bound at the shoulders. At that point. And set, engage with no drive. You can allow for some movement and rebinding for stability. And also let a team win the set if what they're doing is legal. There can be a little bit of movement. They can get up and under. That's okay. If you see a couple of prop stutter steps, 3 or more is probably too much. Everybody understand that?
How do you manage it with the set line?
Take
that gap off line.
When the,
Blow it up. Start over again.
I think the guidelines would like us to make sure that gap is not there at all on crouch, right? That's what the ears in a line means.
Here on crouch.
Yeah.
And you have them bind.
Oh, then you have them bind, and if they come together, they should not be coming together at that point.
What's the best way to do it? Blow it up.
Blow it up, yeah. Blow it up, reset it once. If it's clearly one team doing it, blow it up once, maybe warn them next time, penalize, free kick rather.
I'd like to give you some experience, Rex, about how do you determine when a team is strategizing to step back on the hit to draw a penalty versus being a legitimate early push?
Usually I think warn the team right there. Okay, he's looking at them, so now what we're gonna do. I literally I'm watching that power up one time. You guys keep driving up, I'm gonna get you. And so the very next scrum, the team stood up, you penalized for driving. Right? Once you start talking to one team, then the other team goes, okay, he's looking at that. You have to be careful that you really had that conversation. You keep your focus on both sides.
Also, for that specific thing, look at the locks on the team that you're thinking about. It's very hard for locks to step backwards like that, right? So they're going to go like this. Props are just going to take a step back. They're going to look kind of the same. But if the lock's still like this, it's a clear sign that they're stepping backwards. It's also a clear sign of pulling, the same thing. Instead of if you're seeing it, the locks stay like this and get drive back, they're just getting overpowered. But if they go head down, chances are they're pulling. Or shoulders.
Pay attention to the calls. Pay attention to calls. I just keep last year, they'll solve the scrums, and they all get the next one, go, clean, calls like that. Clean, right? And that's when we go back. Hold on. It's obviously a call for them to pull, or to not take the hit. So pay attention to what they say, you get a little clues.
The feed, if the scrum's stable, signal number 9 for permission to put the ball in. He should still be able to time it with his hooker. Insist on a credible feed. That's part of keeping the scrum a contest. They keep depowering it by law, so keeping that feed straight is going to keep scrums real. Going back to my first slide. Follow the ball back once it's hooked. Ensure the back rows keep their binds, and keep the losing scrum half out of the pocket. That's also new for this year. Anybody have any questions on that? Any comments on how to? So the pocket is between the flanker and the 8-man.
So what if the ball comes out fast,
If the ball's out of if the ball's out of the scrum, so this is the pocket right in there.
If he doesn't spend a few seconds there, it's okay. He just, ball comes right out. He just,
Well, if the ball's out of the scrum, it's out. The scrum's over. We're done. There is no pocket. It doesn't matter. This is if the ball's still in the scrum. Oh, this one I am. Okay, cool. If the ball's in the scrum and at the back foot or at the lock's feet, slow ball. The point is World Rugby wants clean ball at the back of that scrum for either the 8-man or the 9, depending on how they want to take it. Get that defensive 9 kind of out of the picture until the ball is emerged. And you see I have this question mark here. So this does look like a perfect scrum, except for one thing. Anybody tell me? The feed. And yeah, you'll hear that. Everybody watching pro rugby, they're still feeding all the time. But at our levels, I would stress the feed needs to be credible, straight down the tunnel. And what is straight? Anybody have an answer? That's a good answer. That's a good answer. I would say if it went all the way, if it was able to go all the way through the tunnel unimpeded, that's pretty close to straight. Any other questions? So happy endings. That's me. When the scrum's over, when the ball emerges from the scrum, except via the tunnel either side. When the hindmost player unbinds with the ball at his feet. Those are the two ways the scrum's over. If you're dilly-dallying, you can use it now as of 2016, just the same way you do with rucks. So I'll use it, give them 5 seconds.
So the offensive team has to use it right away, and scrum down and sit in that pocket.
They cannot be in the pocket if the
It's not supposed to put the offensive scrum down, it's not supposed to keep the ball up there, but they get it out right away.
So you can, the ball can be sitting there. You can't push it back in. You can't hold it in. But it can be sitting there for a little bit. Once it's available at the back, and if it looks like they're not using it, you can tell them to use it. Then they've got 3 to 5 seconds, I think is what it says, to then use it. Similar to how we're managing that use it at the rocks.
They get a drive on it. Okay. So if it's sitting there, and they get a drive on it, you're going to tell them to use it at that point.
I wouldn't.
No. They're making sure that nobody does
Yeah.
it. If they're dragging.
Yeah, if it's moving forward, similar to a maul. If a ball's at the back of a maul and the maul's driving forward, you wouldn't tell the scrum half to use it. You wouldn't start your count of stopping whatever.
Be patient with this too, particularly with Santa Rosa. Santa Rosa, if you haven't read Santa Rosa,
Yep.
Santa Rosa has a very effective scrum. They've won a lot of 5-meter scrums and tries off a 5-meter scrum. And they will get it back there and they will hold it. And their locks get their feet readjusted, so be patient with it, particularly if you know you have a strong scrum. Don't say use it, because once you say use it, then they have to produce it. So if it's sitting there and it looks like they're getting ready to put a drive on, hold it there. If it's not being productive, then tell them to use it. Give them the opportunity to do what they want to do.
So, same thing with Santa Rosa, I went up to a couple times, and I did do it the first half of my first game with them. When they're marching 10 meters down in the scrum, holding the ball in the scrum, that's when the defense has to keep that 5 meters, which I was a little confused on that. But it's still a scrum, until it's not a scrum, it's a scrum, it means that the defender's going to keep that 5. So if you're marching down 10, then that defender's going to keep that 5.
I am. I'm playing 8. It was my brother-in-law's English. He gave it to him, so you can cheat. They are fingerless. They're legal. Yeah, they are. They're Gilbert branded. They're proper. Yeah, it probably was. Yeah.
In the USA, rugby game management handbook.
Yeah, guidelines, yeah.
When a team's winning a ruck, a tap of the hand of the ruck to the ball back is legal. In a scrum, teams won the ball to pass back to the second row. It's not permissible, right? So I just watched some teams confuse that permissible in the ruck with their one.
Yeah, it's considered in a ruck. I mean, I think it's technically still illegal, but it's not material in a ruck. Whereas, yeah, and it's in the it helps the game. Yeah.
That's reasonable. So on that though, you can play it if you're unbound, right? So once the shoulders out, arms up, yeah, straps, so shoulders out, I mean, your shoulders still be not necessary. Only the hindmost player.
Correct.
Okay. So the twisted, it can still
It can be the flanker. Yep.
but it's generally, but it's only the hindmost player. Does the game have to your shoulders, or is it just arms, or do you hair, or just? Yeah, no. Technically, yes, unbind and ball.
Actually, technically, by the letter of the law, he has to unbind with the ball at his feet. No. The scrum is over when he unbinds with the ball at his feet. But in practice, and one of the nice things about getting rid of this defensive scrum half in the pocket is it kind of defuses that exact issue, because there's no real defensive play on him unless he's really slow about unbinding and picking up the ball.
So I do have, in your opinion, it sounds like state is famous for doing this, right? And we used it under Fox.
Right.
I would argue you can't pick up the ball and be found in.
I would agree with that.
So on that,
You can't pick up the ball and be bound in.
Yep. That would be hands in the rock, hands in the scrum.
You can't be bound in at all. It's physically impossible. If you detach yourself, you're unbound. Your left arm is unbound. If you capture all of your hand plus in the front, that's a method. Correct. We're not talking about that. We're talking about the game. Or the angle split. Angle person.
You're showing me that I'm wrong?
It is an and. Yeah. Yes, unbind at feet and pick it up.
But
then again, you can't delay the pickup.
And picks up the ball. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Okay. Yeah, unbinds and picks up the ball. All right. Another big point I wanted to make: the ref is not a scrum coach, and I fall into this trap sometimes. I'm trying to correct the scrum, correct it. Just they know what they're scrummaging. They're probably at most levels you're going to ref. They're better scrummagers than you are at refereeing the scrum. So blow the whistle if you see something wrong, is my opinion. If you don't know what went wrong, you can sometimes get good info from the players, but take it with a lot of salt. I talked my way as a player into the other team getting lots of penalties, coaxing it out of refs who didn't know what they were doing at scrum time. Some of the varying infringements: early drive, improper binding, driving up, dropping the scrum, pulling or whip wheel, foot up early, kicking through, hands in, early unbinding.
See through.
Hooker can't kick the ball through. You have to hook it backwards.
Instead of backwards.
Yeah. That's a bigger deal in 7s than in 15s generally. Hooker cannot kick the balls through towards their opponents. They can only hook the ball backwards.
Kick it through.
Well, in 7s, that's what they would do. In 15s, you're just trying to make a mess of the scrum. And new for 2016, everybody should know this, a legal wheel is a reset, not a turnover. And you can play advantage if the ball is at the back foot. It used to be that like if the scrum dropped, you were supposed to blow it up immediately. But remember, safety is still the biggest deal. So if there's any safety issues, blow up the scrum immediately.
Driving up. So team's going to try to get leverage right to get under. If a guy pops the prop pops out, you're going to penalize that prop popping out, not the other team driving out.
Depends.
What if the hooker's like pushing, why do you pop out? Do you get to do it up, or do you pop out because it's a lot of pressure on him and he gets to do it up?
Yeah, or he's getting driven back,
and says, screw it, I'm going to loose my binds and pop up,
Yeah.
then he's going to get penalized.
Yeah, yeah. That's the most common one.
Yeah.
But so what's the case where an offensive team is driving up?
An offensive team is
Yeah.
so
So a stronger team.
a stronger team. If you're trying to
If you want to get leverage, what's the case with?
you're not allowed to drive up. You need to drive straight. So you can get under another team, still drive straight, a little bit up. But if you're under another team and you're driving up like that, then you're liable. Yeah.
The biggest issue with that is the attacking loose head.
Yep.
If he doesn't get underneath the chest plate, and he typically does what we call periscoping, which is he gets to the side here, but doesn't get to the chest. That loose head has the ability to come up and destabilize the scrum, even if when they're driving. So you've got to force that loose head to keep his head down and keep his back flat.
Yep.
Because if he periscopes, he's naturally going to bring that tight head up. The only thing the tight head can do at that time, he can grab to go against what the loose head is doing, or he can bring his shoulder down, and then you're going to penalize his shoulder coming down.
Yep.
So do people know what the props are trying to get at? You guys know what they're trying to. How does a prop control a prop when they're pushing? What kind of position is the game? Where do they want to get? Props and hookers want to control the chest plate. That's the target for every prop. Tight head or hooker is they want to control here. If I as a prop can control this, regardless of a tight head or loose head, if I can control this spot, they'll control you. Okay? And the argument that a lot of loose heads have is the reason why they say that they're coming up is because the tight head is boring in. Okay? If that's the case, tell the loose head, if you chase it in, you're going to be in a better position. So what I mean by chasing is if the tight head comes at an angle, okay, and the loose head will typically hit here on the outside. If the tight head comes at an angle and the loose head comes at the same angle, he's going to beat him at that spot. And again, he's going to control the tight head. He's going to control the chest plate. If he doesn't, he's going to go here. So if you tell the loose head to follow him in, he's going to be in a good position. But if he doesn't, he's going to get that spot. And so you want to try to work that. The primary issue is somebody's not coming in the straight angle.
Yep.
If you get your front rows all come at the same angle, that's the best part to do. And that's what you ultimately want to get at is everybody pushing at the same angle.
Everybody square and flat backs. See that? You got a great scrum.
My clarification on quick and kicking through.
Yeah.
Kicking out the tunnel is legal in 15s. But kicking the ball forwards is only prohibited in 7s, right?
No. Yeah, kick it out of the tunnel.
Kicking out the tunnel, but kicking forward, that's the variation for 7s, the additional no kicking through.
So you're saying that play
It's-
If White's putting it in and red 2 wants to kick it towards white 8, he can do it.
He can?
15.
Okay.
The prohibition statement, back out of the tunnel.
That's why there's a variation in 7s, and the idea being that in 7s, you've only got a front row. In 15, you've got a whole back row. You've got 7, 5, 4, 6, and 8, all there behind you. So if 2's stupid enough to try and kick it through, there's 5 guys behind him top. But in 7s, those guys don't exist. So when you hear that you can't kick it through the tunnel, that's
Okay.
only in 7s, not 15. You can't kick it out the tunnel. But you can kick it forward if you want.
Okay. I didn't know that. I thought it was both. My bad.
You go back to that last.
Just one. Yeah.
Some of these are free kicks and some of these are full arms, right? Not all of them are the same.
Correct. Most of those are free kicks.
Really got a free kick
Off
off.
the scrum might be,
Hands in is a penalty. Kicking through is not nothing.
Unless it's seconds.
Yeah.
Right. Yep. I guess it's about half and half. About half and half.
Yeah, well, it's so it's out the side for either and forward specifically.
Most binding is just a DK, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Probably binding, yeah,
Safety.
Well, yeah, you stop.
Thanks for explaining that about the chest plate.
Okay, so that's just a good shot of somebody boring in from overhead. Good old England.
Look at number 8 as well.
Yeah, although that's probably not material.
And they fall on suit.
That's a strategy.
Yeah.
And they count more. Who's gonna more?
Yeah.
He's looking for that ball because he's gonna pick up and go right.
Yeah.
They want that from
Yep.
Which way is that? So, I got a question for you. Which way is that scrum gonna go?
Yeah, this way.
Gonna go down, probably go down, straight, down. Who's causing it?
Like what?
The loose end like that.
You gotta go
So here's a question for you. How does a tight head, how could red counter that? What are you gonna see red do?
Sounds like a bunch of.
Yeah. They think if the second row reaches up and grabs
Grabs the nuts.
Yeah. That's usually what they'll do.
Yeah.
One of two things is gonna happen. One of two things is gonna happen when that happens. Tight head's gonna collapse out. There's no way in hell he's gonna get that loose end in that position. Or red is going to, the red three's gonna turn his shoulders and start to crab towards the loose end. That's, so when you see scrums start moving sideways, okay, it is either somebody is boring in and somebody's trying to crab to counter that.
Just a little fuzzy picture.
So in that position, white is doing that. Like I said, the red three is either going to collapse that and drop it, force a reset, or they're going to crab. Red typically, if it's a red put in, red wants a straight ball. They're not gonna crowd if you don't want to. You don't have to. They're gonna crowd when somebody else is doing something.
All right. Or lifting. Here comes back to your lifting. Although this actually might be the tight head's fault. It's hard to say. Hard to say from a still image.
So here's the question. Red's putting it in, and if you think black's the one driving it up and the ball's about to come out, say the ball's in number 8 feet when that starts happening. Let it play, and then you get to the next scrum and go, last one you were coming up, and the ball's already out, we'll do it again. What do you think may happen there? I mean, that's part of the management. That's the difference between roughing this and roughing a lot of other games. It's simply when that ball's at the 8 and that guy's doing that, now it's up to you as to where you are in the temperature of the game, how you want to control the match, what you want to do about that situation. If this has been going on all day, if this has been a problem, then you're going to penalize it right there on the spot. If it's a clean match, your scrum is going smooth, and that's the first pickup. Maybe the ball comes out, next scrum, hey, last time, I put around the corner, don't do it again, I saw you.
Or the first scrum of the game.
Or, yeah. Exactly. But this is where you get to control the temperature of the game. This is where you're more than just some donkey throwing a flag because the guy left early. It's what makes what we do a little bit tougher.
But also much more interesting.
Oh, yeah. See what I mean?
Exactly.
Really screwed up.
They don't know that's a rock.
Sometimes it looks like a ruck. They call it a scrum. Sometimes it's a maul. They call it a scrum. No idea.
Referee 68.
Yeah, exactly. And there's all sorts of legal headgear. All right. Thanks to Aruna, I stole these slide templates from him. And Scott, he shared a presentation from 6 or so years ago. I stole a little bit of content, mostly puns. And then some of you saw, when looking on Google, I found all sorts of images related to Scrum software development when I was looking for stuff for this. And it led me down all sorts of, yeah, I'm very familiar. I could give a talk on that as well. All right. Any other questions, guys? Go Warriors. I know. I'm not saying anything.
What's that? What do you mean, what about our party? Oh, the banquet? That'll be in, that's most likely going to be June. It'll probably be wrapped around the test match again in Santa Clara, San Jose. I don't know if we haven't decided that yet, but we've also got the banquet on the 29th.
We do test matches are like 6 or 7 on Saturdays. So either we have to do it the night before, like Friday, or we do something like June 6th, which is when the Ethos Sevens is, and then we hold it at Scott's later that day. So you have sevens until say 4 in the afternoon.